What's up, y'all? Kyle from Driving and Vibing here. Today, we're talking about 7 risky places to park your RV overnight. And trust me, we know all about it because we've done it more than we should have. So let's get into the list. Number 1 on the list is city parks. Quite often, city parks are open and available at nighttime. There isn't anyone in the parking lots. They're often lit, but not too bright, and it might seem like somewhere to catch some Z's in your RV. But here's the catch. Every city has different ordinances about parking your RV overnight, and it can be time-consuming to even find that information about the specific city you're in. And if it's not the city, it could be the county or even the state level. So if you're gonna park at a city park, make sure you research that specific city first and see if sleeping overnight in your RV is allowed. If you're lucky, they'll have just straight up no overnight parking signs to let you know clear and loud. But if not, check on the city's website.
It's too much work.
The second place is shopping centers or strip malls, places like that. Oftentimes, unlike Walmarts or Cracker Barrels that have some good camping spots, a shopping center will not allow you to park overnight on their property, even if it's wide open and empty. You can try it, but there's a likelihood you'll get a knock on the door around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. by the local police asking you to move, and it's never good to collect all your senses and move at 3 a.m. in the morning. Number 3 is hospitals. Now, an RV will be hard to park at a hospital in general and likely not allowed. But if you're in a small Class B or a Sprinter van like the one behind me, you can park overnight at a hospital and likely not get caught. But the problem with this is that you're taking up a space from people who are likely suffering, who are visiting someone they have to take care of, stay overnight with in the hospital. So you're doing a disservice to those people, and there's always a small chance you can get caught. No RVs bigger than a Class B could even likely fit in a hospital parking lot. Next up are city streets. Again, like the first one, city parks, you're gonna have to do some research to see if it's even allowed, and that can be quite challenging. But city streets aren't the safest place either. If you're in your RV, it could likely get vandalized, it could have an attempted break-in. Unless you're in a small town, I likely would not try this because the risk involved with how open you are to the public, and the lighting might not be good, you might not know the town well, and you could be parking on the shady side of town.
They're rushing to the poor part of town, or...
Next up is truck stops and rest stops. In other videos, we've shared information about this and told people that it is allowed, and it is, but it's also risky because of the crime potential at these spots, specifically truck stops. I have done that probably 2 times, stayed overnight at a truck stop, and there's 2 issues. You might probably gonna get in the way of the truckers, but also you never know who's creeping around that truck stop at nighttime. All sorts of negative activity could be going on that you probably want to stay away from. Coming up next is hotel parking lots. This is one again where RVs likely won't fit. If you are in a Class C, a Class A, you know, a travel trailer, that's not going to be an option really for you unless you want to get in trouble or get stuck in the parking lot. But again, if you're in a Class B RV, you can likely park there, but at the risk of getting in trouble, because often while you check in, you'll receive a parking tag so guests can be identified as proper parking guests. And if you don't have that tag, someone could come a knocking or someone could come a towing and trying to get your small Class B travel trailer or Sprinter van out of there. And that is not a situation you want to wake up to. And lastly on our list are places that have clear signs that say no parking allowed. Many Walmarts in America have the signs, no parking allowed, but if you talk to the manager or whoever's on duty, or you could even see it for yourself, there are other RVers camping there overnight, and likely they've received permission. But if you arrive late, you can't receive permission, even if you see others doing it, I wouldn't take the risk if there are clear no overnight camping signs allowed. This holds true for Cracker Barrel as well. Notoriously open for RVers is Cracker Barrel. But if you go to more of the urban environments, sometimes those have no parking signs. You don't want to just think a Cracker Barrel is going to be allowing an RVer to stay overnight. You need to do your research, and you need to avoid those no camping overnight signs or no parking overnight signs.
A good day starts with a good breakfast.
Those are the risky places. Now, like I said, if you're in a Class B, you can probably get away with most anything, but I wouldn't want to try it unless you like the risk. But if you're in a motorhome, a Class C, a travel trailer, in those places, the risk gets compounded because you're easily identified as a large RV or a travel trailer, and the police can spot you in a minute. There are always people patrolling those. So take my word for it. Avoid those places at nighttime if you don't like risk. That's what I got for you today. Let me know what risky places you avoid down in the comments. We'll see you next time.